Hi guys, it's Mike here. Today I'm back with Everyday Christmas Card Series number 22. 22! And these are actually I made two cards, so 22 and 23. Well, I will consider it 22. Most card is about the night sky. And I made this one for the Less is More challenge a few weeks ago. There was watercolor. See, my die cut was shorter, so I chopped the standard size card. I think now it's an A2 card, imperial size. And well, I kind of used up all my Ecolina in the ice cube trays. So I also wanted to show you how I refill them. And I labeled the lids with a white Sharpie. And then I also wrote the numbers on the ice cube trays. And I just use a small pipette. Is a pipette, dropper, well, whatever you want to call it. Or what I prefer to do is use a spoon. This is a measuring spoon. I usually use the stainless steel that I have, but I couldn't find them. So these one I figure, so the smaller size only fits, but it doesn't leave as much ink in the dropper. Sorry, it leaves less ink in the spoon than in a dropper. Then you have to squish it, and I find that very cumbersome. So when I put them in, it's liquid of course, then I let it air dry for a couple of days until it's all dried up like this. Then you can stack them. And the one you saw, the purple, went outside because I moved it when it wasn't dry yet. So these are all kinds of borders that you probably have seen me use before. And I like the snowscape that I use, but I went for these trees that are from Crafty Motions. But you can use any dye that you have. I kind of like the Christmas feel of these snowy trees because they're white. They kind of feel like snow and winter. Yeah. I might be imagining things. This die doesn't cut all the way at the sides, so you have to kind of connect the edges, and then it will pop out. And I think this is 120 pounds. It's quite sturdy card. It's not the usual one I use for the card bases, which is 140. And for today I use a different sentiment. It says Crealise on the front, and on the sticker here it says Crafty Motions. Not sure. I think it's Crealise, but it might be part of the Crafty Motions family. I don't know. Anyway, any sentiment you have, of course, again, will do. And I switched it upside down to fit it in screen because there's all this stuff at the top. And this one is in 2 rows. I like the one that I did on the Less is More one that is sloping with the hill. But this one is a bit too difficult to make it slope as well. So because I stamped it in VersaFine, I'm gonna leave it in there just to dry, safe, out of the way, covered. You know how it goes. And I'm gonna use an array of blues from the Ecolina, and I'm using this classic paper. This is quite textured, and it doesn't really matter which one you use. On the Less is More one, I used a piece of hot pressed, I think, that I just had lying around in my basket with panels. So I probably thought I was gonna use ones for the a test or something. So I was measuring that maybe I can get 3 out of it. And because I worked on the landscape in the other one, but now I'm doing a portrait, I had to switch here, and I think, oh no, that's the wrong way around. And I don't really remember which colors I used. 705, 707, 778, I think, 48. Let me see. And I'm doing it in 2 bits because I'm cutting it in 2. I'm not risking 3. I used 505, 506, 507, 578. Those are the colors that I used. And in a few layers. Heat setting in between. That's important. And then you can get a more intense look. And the intensity also depends on the medium. So the Ecolina are quite intense, as would the Distress Re-Inker. If you do it from the Incube, not so much. If you use Re-Inkers, very much. And it also depends on your paper. So, hot pressed and cold pressed will give you quite a different look. So just try which one you prefer, I would say. I prefer hot pressed because it's nice and smooth, but this is actually cold pressed, and this is the classic one that I bought by mistake. Because the one that says rough wasn't as rough as this one. That was so weird. But yeah. Anyway, heat setting it, and if your paper bows, just heat set it from the back as well, and it will flatten out again. And I was trying to pick up some of the droplets, but I wiped them off. And you can see it goes flat again. No problems. You can see that there's a bit of a darker top, which will be the top of my sky. And then here are my usual suspects. Dylusion white linen that I just splatter from the nozzle. And the other one is the Brush Pewter Distress Spray stain. But I also heat set in between. Because, you know, they're reactive with moist. And I want to show you how the white linen kinda soaked into the blue. It's not white anymore. And the silver is just for shimmer because, you know, it's Christmas and yeah, it's mandatory. It's almost empty and I go, oh, I can't handle it. I need to get a new one. And then the Ecolina 100, which is opaque white. There's also a gold one, but not a silver Ecolina for some reason. I don't know why. I wish I had silver as well, because that would be fabulous. You can splatter with the little coffee stirrer, but it's very bendy, so it will flick up back on you and into your face if you do that. So I prefer to use a brush. Yeah, ask me how I know. And I tap really gently, so I get a really fine mist of stars. And if you get something that are more stretch splotches, those could be shooting stars, you know, it really doesn't matter. And yeah, I will heat set again and do a little bit of a cleanup. I went outside with my hands like this, and the lady at the supermarket, she looked at me funny. She said, yeah, I was painting, it's just paint. It will stay there for a day or two, I guess. Yeah, sorry. So I'm measuring it to see if I can fit 3 in, and I'm sorry it's a little bit off screen, and I probably could have maybe fitted 3 and I didn't want to risk it, so I just chopped it in half. Now there's quite a bit of sky, but yeah. The panel, the watercolor panel, are always narrower than my card base. So usually I filled it up with washi tape, you may notice. But now I'm chopping it off because washi tape would look just really weird. And it's almost 4 inches. I'm trying to show you in screen, but my space is way too small. And yeah, I couldn't find my Elizabeth Cross double-sided adhesive. I found it since it was in my living room. I was playing while watching TV, I guess. And this is actually Carpenter's double-sided tape. They use it to stick down carpet, and it's very sticky, and it's, well, it's not really expensive, but it's very messy because it sticks everywhere, also on my non-stick scissors, weirdly enough. I'll have to clean them later. But yeah, it works because the paper, watercolor paper, really needs a strong hold. So I'm quite happy with it. It's also put down once and never move it again kind of tape. So you have to make sure you get it positioned right at the first try. But other than that, it's really, really strong. And, you know, perfect for watercolor paper. And yeah, there's some bits coming out which I'm trying to chop off. But my scissors are already all gunky. Same with the other one. So making sure to tuck in the bits that stick out now. And I guess I didn't measure properly because I had to chop off a little bit on the pen on it. Yeah. Okay, long day. You may hear it. I'm coming down with a really bad cold, or I already have it actually. And my voice is going as well. I can't hear anything, I can't taste anything, and I can't smell anything. And I won't be able to say anything in a while. Yeah. So I thought I better get these videos up. And yeah, foam tape little bits in the corner where the trees are, that trying to, you know, cut the really, really small thin strips. I think it looks nicer if you do it erased from the blue, but you could mount it flush as well if you prefer, because, you know, there's a height difference between the two panels. I rather put some foam tape there. I forgot to do it with the less is more one. I will go and do that after I finish the voiceover. I didn't spray fix it. I forgot, because that was like 9 o'clock in the morning. When the less is more challenge goes live, it's 9 o'clock in the Netherlands. And I wasn't really awake yet, so but yeah, it froze again here. This is when I was outside and the doorbell rang as well, so I was away for a little bit. But it's just peeling off the foam tape and then sticking it to the card base. And I really love how the blue comes from behind. And yeah, and I'm sorry about my fingers. I mean, I don't mind, but I think they might look a little bit yuck. So I can't do it without fingers. And I was saying that the really blue sky, I don't think we get those in the Netherlands, but maybe it's wishful thinking. I'm gonna try and do the Aurora Borealis soon in the watercolors. But you can see there's a little bit of difference. One is darker, but both are equally gorgeous. And here's some close-ups. I hope you liked it. I hope you will give it a try. As I say, you can use whatever watercolor you have. I think the Stretch reinkers or other reinkers would work really well. But give it a try and see how it goes. And I will see you again soon. And thank you for watching. Bye.